So like I was saying, he wanted to go in and rescue her. And what happens is William winds up blowing up, or not, his brother, William's brother, winds up blowing up the temple, the actual temple door. And you wind up seeing that it's like a teleportation device, or it gets them into different worlds, and they're both in like, oh my God. They wind up meeting with each other towards the end of the issue, but then it looks like the temple is in danger. There's all kinds of stuff pouring out of it, all the futuristic spaceships from future Earth or whatever is coming through, and all kinds of crap is coming through this temple, and it just says next, the end of the universe. So really interesting stuff. I really like this issue. I love how they try to change things around by making you flip through the book, and you know, it represents each person's, I guess, their character or whatever it is. It's just cool. It's inventive, seeing two different sides of the story. So I liked it. I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. So here we go. Number 3, top 3, and that is Forever Evil, issue number 2. I really like this issue. On my in-depth review, I gave it a 4 out of 5. The art, I like the art in here. David Finch does a nice job with the artwork. I think I said it before, his sketchiness in the art work kind of gives it that dark, evil feel, kind of like where this type of style of book is going. But in this issue, you get to witness that our crime syndicate is not as strong as maybe you might seem to be. And you see that right away, only in the second issue. You see that Superwoman has her issues with Ultraman and Owlman. And you get to see how Atomica and Johnny Quick actually have, you know, their differences with the team, how they kind of want to be on their own. Power Ring has his weakness of what's going on right now. You have Deathstorm, doesn't seem like he has any trouble with anything, but he's kind of like the scientist in the group. And Grid is just, well, it's just Grid. You know what I'm saying? He's just a machine. And you get to see the Teen Titans try to go in and obviously try to save the day, but they just epically fail against Johnny Quick and Atomica. It's like literally a one-page battle here. The one thing that I really liked was you get to see the introduction to Bizarro in the DC universe in this story. I mean, he kind of ties into the Villains Month, but this is where you really get to see him come through here. And of course, you get to see Lex Luthor be an asshole like he always is against the security guard. And you wind up seeing, here you go, Bizarro and Lex Luthor teaming up to try to stop this crime syndicate. And then at the end of the issue, you wind up seeing Batman, Catwoman, and yes, Cyborg, who is still alive, survive everything, and yet the rest of the Justice League has not survived. And then you get this nice little tie-in thing to make sure that you don't miss a single issue that's tied into Forever Evil. This is a good book. I really enjoyed it. Just something that bothered me about the Teen Titans battle. I just thought that they put a lot of emphasis in them in the beginning of the issue about, you know, doing what they have to do. You know, this is what good guys do. They sacrifice themselves and do this and do that. And this battle between Johnny Quick and Atomica was like a page long. I kind of like the concept of what he did with them and sent them out to the future, but I would have loved to see this be the epic battle of the book. You see, you wind up seeing the Teen Titans going all out, giving them all they got to try to stop freaking, you know, Johnny Quick and Atomica. They get the piss beat out of them, and they wind up getting sent into the future. This was just a real quick, you know, I'm going to go and, you know, your mouth and this and that, and then that ended real quick. And I get it, but I just didn't agree with it. But the book overall was pretty good. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. Definitely recommend this. I'm still totally on board with this. It's 4 out of 5 is a good rating. That's just where I found my nitpickiness there for the issue. Next is number 2. Batwing, issue number 24. Jimmy Palmiotti and Justin Gray. Justin Gray does a great job with the artwork here. This is a cool cover, different from what we've been seeing from the Batwing series. Pretty simplistic cover here, but you totally get the idea of who this actually is. And I've said this before, Batwing is a title that I would have never read a few months back. But this issue kind of takes place where it last left off, if you remember. We get to see Batwing, which is Lucius Fox's son, do battle against Lady Vic, and you get to see her here. She's this killer assassin that's been hired to take him out. His suit was offline. He got it online just in time to get away from her. The cool thing about this issue, it has a little bit of everything for everybody, and that's what I like about this series. It's got humor when needed, it's got action when needed, it's got family dynamic when needed, and it all comes together to make a solid comic book. It's really nice to read a book like this. They don't overdo anything. It's just really fun. You get to see Luke Fox, who winds up needing some clothes because his suit's destroyed, and he pays off this bum to get him money, you know, which was pretty cool. It's funny to see. And then you wind up finding out that his ex-girlfriend, which is now his girlfriend again, which is Xena, winds up finding out that her father had passed away. And when she saw her father passed away at her house when she came home, it brought everything into perspective for her. And she realizes how lucky she is to have Luke Fox as a son. So it was really nice to see that between each other. You get to see a little love interest scene there. And then you get to see the whole family dynamic kick in. When the Fox's house got broken in by the Bermuda or whatever they're called, I forget their name, that group, when it wound up getting broken into, he wasn't there, but he was busy being Batwing. But you can see that he was really close to his family. He likes his family. He wants to be there, but he has to be Batwing at the same time. We get to see some interactions between Batman here and Luke Fox, and you gotta get his suit back online, and you get a little hint there of the Batman Beyond armor again. They always focus one point on that freaking armor, so I wonder if they're gonna show that eventually. But again, as the issue goes on, we get to see the little family dynamic, how important it is, you know, to be with your family, because you never know when someone is going to go, you know, and that's kind of what it shows here. But then at the end of the issue, you get to see this cool battle between Lady Vic and Batwing once again, and he uses this fear toxin that's made out of all these bats that go all over her, and she winds up telling the truth on who the person who hired her for to kill Batwing. And in the end, you get to see the wake of Xena's father's death, or the wake of Xena's father's, I can't even say it. You get to see Xena's father's wake, and you get to see everyone that's, friends and family be there. So again, it just reminds you of how important family is. Because at the end, Batman winds up saying, hey, there's a mission. And he's like, wait, hold on. Luke's like, hold on, something's more important. And Batman's like, well, can't this wait? He's like, no, not this one. So once again, it tells you the family dynamic. And then it kind of gets you into next month, which ties into the whole Batman Zero year. And this is why I didn't get the #1 spot for me. Because again, it's tying into Batman Zero year. We got to get a tie-in in there. So we just got done with Villains Month, and now we're tying into Zero year, which that kind of took me off. And that's why I got a 4.5 out of 5. I just didn't like that last page. Put a perfect comic, and then it's like tying into Batman Zero year. I didn't like that. So, last but not least, the #1 comic of the week for me is Battle of the Atom. Chapter 6, otherwise known as All New X-Men, issue number 17. Great issue, guys. Great series. I already done an in-depth review on it. I love this comic. I love the artwork in this book that Imanaman is providing for us. It's solid, consistent, all the way through. Facial expressions are brilliant. You really get to see what the character's going through in this issue. And you get to see all these future X-Men trying to figure out who they are. This is a great page. I loved seeing the twist with Dazzler in here, how she was supposedly supposed to be the first mutant president, and she winds up getting assassinated. That's what happens in the future. And then you're trying to find out who all these X-Men are, because they're coming from all over the place. Past, present, two future X-Men's, and now there's a lot of them, and you get to see a little bit of a reunite. Can't talk. You get to see Colossus and Magic being reunited. What else? And again, I was saying that you got all these X-Men together, and you're going to see, I have a feeling you're going to see this huge battle between all these X-Men eventually. Some are not going to make it, some are going to make it, and I think it's going to re-establish the teams once again. I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen. And that's why, you know, and it could be, I don't know, maybe it could be future X-Men be on new teams or whatever the case may be. It's just an assumption, but it'll be interesting to see. But again, you got the other future X-Men coming to the present day. So you got like 3 Icemans, you got different Wolverines, you got a couple Beasts, you got a Colossus in there, you got all kinds of people. So it'll be really interesting to see. But I really enjoy this event. And this got #1 pick because this event as a whole is just kind of been the low-key event of the year. You didn't talk all that much about it. You heard a lot about Infinity, Age of Ultron, and all this. And this is a self-contained event for X-Men, but it's just good. It's well done. The story can be a little confusing with the time travel, but you can get it. You can truly understand it. And it might be a deterrent for people that haven't read the other X-Men stories. But if you're willing to shell out the 1 extra issue, 2 extra issues, because it is 7 parts, and 2 of the parts are in this one, which I don't know anybody who's not reading this one, or this series here, I think it's worth that extra money because this is a good book. So that's it, guys. There you have it. This one got 5 stars. This was the only 5-star book for me this week. But there you have it. There's your countdown for the week. And guys, I hope you enjoyed it. And as always, guys, this is Mike Spider-Slayer signing off. And I'll see you guys 2 weeks from now with another countdown. So guys, take care. And thank you for watching Comic Book Corner 2.0. See you guys.